Presho, thank you for taking time with us off the Block blog. Your initial impressions of the match?
We haven't played well in here for about the last 5 or 6 years. It's a tough place to play for whatever reason. So it was nice for us to turn it around and steady the ship, especially after getting off to a real slow start. We just were not very crisp early, but we weathered it and finally started doing some good things at the net in terms of blocking, and then became a little bit better defensively as the match rolled on. And we finally were able to sustain what they were doing from the service line. They were hammering their serve, and it probably shows with the 8 aces that they had, but most of those 8 aces were probably at the end of game 2. They either had 7 or 8 at the end of game 2, so we weathered it a little bit after that.
You guys pulled it out in OT in set 4. You guys were down 23-20 in the set. What was the key to pulling out the fourth set?
Yeah, we just started executing defensively. I mean, when we're playing at a high level, we're digging balls and giving ourselves chances to score. And even though we didn't capitalize or didn't execute several times after some really nice digs, we started too late in game 4. And that was the difference when we were down, to your point, 23-21. So that was a nice showing of resilience by the guys, and made the difference to pull out that win.
Also helps to have Reed Dominguez come in and be serving himself, doesn't it?
It sure does. He actually went in and got them out of system twice, and then made an unbelievable dig that first point. So we were down 23-20. We side out for 23-21. He gets them out of system. They hit a ball out of the middle of the court, and he makes a flying one-handed dig to give us that next point, to bring us within 1. That was huge. And then we tied it up at 23, and then they went ahead 24-23, and it was a deuce game for a while, and then we found a way to score another reel and get out of here.
You guys statistically, besides the serve, really dominated the stat sheet with hitting percentage and blocking and digging. How do you prepare for a team that, on one hand, you know that it's not going to be too much different from Marv to David Hunt, but at the same time, you know that David's probably going to have a couple of different wrinkles that you're not used to?
Well, Pepperdine is always really good at a couple different components of the game. They're always a great blocking team, and they always have big arms. And this team is no different than that. You know, they were solid blocking-wise. They got a lot of controls. They didn't necessarily stuff a lot of balls, but they got a lot of controls that they were able to dig around. And then arms-wise or attacking-wise, they've got some big bombers. And the big Austrian kid had a real nice night, both from the service line and offensively. And then the other kid, number 6, who I think is from New York, he's got a live arm. And so, you know, we had to get all over those 2 guys. And again, we finally had some success doing it at the end of the match.
Some guy behind you making faces. How much does this campus mean to you?
Well, I love this campus. I was fortunate enough to get to coach for Marv for a couple years as his full-time assistant, and this place will always hold a special spot in my heart. This is a magical place.
Let's look down the road schedule-wise next week. You guys go to Phoenix. How are you guys looking forward to that tournament?
Yeah, it should be a few nice tests for us. It's some teams that are, you know, not your premier teams in terms of name or brand recognition. Teams like NJIT and, well, GCU themselves, who's hosting. Although, you know, they are now in this league. They're in the MPSF now, and they're good. They get a lot of kids wanting to go to that school and play there that might not either be able to get in at another school or what have you, but they got a lot of firepower. So we're looking forward to going to that tournament, and you know, we'll kind of see what we're made of coming out of there.
And then there's a match beginning of February that I'm sure you already have circled. You think your players will have something extra for your son and the Cardinal?
Well, yeah, they had struggled out of the gate. They didn't have their setter, Paul Bischoff, who was hurt, but he's back now. So, you know, they're a whole different team with their setter back, and I know they're on a Midwest trip right now. They've been playing pretty well, but yeah, we'll be prepared for them. I mean, one of the things that Niff and Jordan do a great job of is preparing our guys for our opponents, and we know what's coming, just like our opponents know what we're going to do. So it should be a nice test.
You know, I probably should ask this first, but I'll end with it. You guys lost a ton of senior leadership with Saeda, with Presho, with Hoffman, and Hodges. How do you replace that? And how are you guys content with what you've seen early on in replacing that senior leadership?
Yeah, I'd say that we're very content with what we've been able to do to start off the season. I can tell you that with losing those guys that you mentioned, they all had big arms. You know, even our setter, Saeda, had a big arm from the service line. So, you know, I knew that we were going to have a lot less firepower coming in. So we were going to have to execute and play the game a different way. And that's what we've done. And out of the chute, we've played very, very well. I mean, other than, you know, that loss at UCLA, which was obviously very tight, 16-14 in the fifth, we've looked really solid from start to finish here, and mostly on the road. You know, our only home match has been against SC a couple nights ago, and we obviously looked pretty good that night. But otherwise, we've showed some fortitude on the road here.
Sorry, and follow-up question. Does Dante? I'm going to try to interview him next. Does he know the high bar that Michael set in terms of setter interviews from Irvine?
That I can't answer. I don't know. Dante is a very, very bright kid, so I'm sure he will have some things up his sleeve for you when you interview him.
Well, at least definitely has a better head of hair than I do, for sure.
He's got a heck of a head of hair.
Well, thank you for taking time with us. Good luck the rest of the season.
My pleasure.